Alright, alright, alright. Bazooka Raz, good morning, bro. What's going on? Welcome to the graveyard. Let's do a PvP build. Not necessarily for stream purposes, but obviously this is how I record my builds and then I edit them later. But if you happen to be in the stream, then kudos to you, you get a sneak peek. Alright, so without further ado, this is the Corpse Buster 2.0. The first release of this build was dedicated around arena weapons, and definitely, actually before we get any further, let me get rid of my camera. That way it is not in the way of my UI. There we go. The first build release was pretty much built around arena weapons, and they kind of did a lot of the work using Vatistran for our penetration and like a solid dot, and then the Maelstrom Resto for a bit of recovery and some solid healing. No mythics, and then we did also no monster sets as well. It worked out just fine. There was no issues with it. I definitely had a lot of fun with it, but the recent changes to Necromancer kind of made you adapt a little bit different just because of the crowd control. I wouldn't necessarily call it a nerf. They kind of reworked Grave Grasp in a way where it does have a lot more damage output, so it's in a sense a buff to me because, you know, obviously you can't have crowd control and a bunch of damage tapped onto it. It's kind of like Zos's nature, so they made one more for its crowd control and the other more for solid damage utility, which I think is completely fair, even though the Necromancer still struggles quite a bit. Definitely something that is unique in the class toolkit, so it gives you a different option. Without rambling on too much, I would like to focus on this build now. This is Corpse Buster 2.0. This is now utilizing a mythic. We are using a monster set again. You see Bazooka Raz here in the stream, joining the video. Some solid skeleton action there, I like that. Yeah, so I made this build a little bit different, and not to mention, I think on the history of the channel, this is going to be my first stamina build release. Now, I say stamina in relations to how the build operates. It is dual wield front bar, sword and board back bar, so we use a lot of stam utility, and then of course a lot of our skills are going to be costly in the stam pool as well. But have no fear, it is still kind of a hybrid just because, as you can see, the back bar does utilize a lot of magicka abilities, so we'll explain exactly what's going on here in a second. Let's jump into our stat sheet here on the back bar unbuffed. We are looking at 18k spell and 16k physical. Spell damage is still sitting just above 4,000, so our heals are pretty juicy on this. Even while we are blocking, you can definitely feel the damage mitigation while your heals are incoming. Max stamina sitting just under 25,000. This is of course with CP. I do a lot of Battlegrounds, which pertains to no CP, so there's not too many changes as far as stat dense changes, but the only thing that really kind of matters is the health and the resistances, since I do use the CP that buffs those. Otherwise, everything else is pretty much the same, if not a little bit better with CP, but you can totally get away with this build in Battlegrounds, which is basically what this build is being released for the new Battlegrounds update. Magicka 16k, and then max health sitting at a juicy 32,000, and then our advanced stats, we're at still 28% crit damage, which doesn't really matter on the back bar, but the important thing is our critical healing is at 28% unbuffed. We're going to decline this. Healing done 2%, that's just because of some of our Bone Tyrant abilities, and then healing taken 9%, so not bad unbuffed stats at all. Looking at the front bar here, we're going to switch over to our dual wield. Critical healing still at 28%. The healing taken and healing done reduces just a little bit because of our back bar set, but our spill damage shoots up to 4,500 unbuffed, and then our stamina drops a little bit too just because of the set swaps. and then physical and spell resistance sits unbuffed as well. So looking at fully buffed up here, let me attack a little dummy. Get this going, get this going, get this going, get this going, get this going. Oh, forgot our crit here, hold on. So 5377, and then our recovery is looking great. Max stats still look about the same. Our advanced stats, 28% still crit healing. And then I think we go up to, what is it? With just minor force, we're sitting at 38%. So when you tag in major force, it's going to be at 58%, which is really solid. That's strong crit damage when those corpses go off. We are a Khajiit now. Khajiit's pretty much going to be my best in slot for my future Necro builds, just because of how it synergizes with the critical chance and critical damage that it has built into the race itself, which makes sense because Necro was released in the Elsewhere update, which is basically Khajiits. So why not just keep it fitting, have all of our stamina built into 64 points, and then our food is the Smoked Bear Haunch, and then we are using the Atronach for Magicka recovery just because if you look, all of our backbar skills do utilize magic, and they do get quite costly, so you know, keep that in mind as far as spamming heals go. But I will explain exactly why we are using that when we get into the skills themselves. So starting with the front bar, Venom Skull, very slept on skill in my opinion. I particularly like Venom Skull because I use it as a pseudo execute. So the important thing to remember with Venom Skull, and let me redo the tooltip here so that way we can actually see it. Venom Skull, 83 poison damage. Every third cast is 50% increased damage, so it's basically like a crit built in before it crits. And then while slotted, any Necro ability you cast will count towards the third cast. So basically you want to utilize this like Sorks do with Crystal Frag. So every time you use your Necromancer abilities and then you see that this Venom Skull gets procced, that's when you want to use it. And in a way, it's kind of like it's kind of like the Necro's second burst utility. So it is not the best thing to use just because of the clunkiness, and I know the Ricochet Skull suffers from a bug at the moment where the third cast doesn't count. But Venom Skull does work, and it doesn't cost that much stam just because of how our build's set up. Also, it does a shit ton of damage when it does crit on that proc. So I've seen upwards to, I think like 8, I mean the guy was pretty squishy, but I hit like an 18k Venom Skull once, critted on a guy in Battlegrounds. It's pretty sweet to see. But that's not even including like our other buffs going on here. So that's kind of like what you use this for. Unnerving Boneyard. We are going to fight in our boneyard. We are not going to leave our boneyard unless we have to. We're going to cast this quite often, which is why we also have the Atronach for our recovery. Deals a little bit of dot damage, nothing too crazy. The important thing is the minor vulnerability and the major breach. So 4.1 seconds each tick when they do leave it. That's a nice buff. Thank you, Zos. Does quite a bit of frost damage too when one of your allies hit the synergy. Great utility skill, helps out with our breach, so we are running major and minor breach on this build. Dazing Knife. So this is where the build gets a little bit interesting. Dual wield was never my favorite thing to use. Anytime I did use dual wield, it was usually with the Master's dual wield. So I kind of just dropped it and went with staves for the most part, just because that's how I like to play, and it just fit my playstyle more. But once I looked into scribing a lot more, I noticed that the signature script of this skill helped out the Corpse Buster 2.0 tremendously. So reading our tooltips here, 0.5 seconds, we can stun the enemy doing 3,200 physical damage up front, and it does that in between you and the enemy that you cast it on. So it can have a multi-target purpose. The important thing about this skill, and honestly it's the only reason why I have it slotted, enemies take 8% more martial damage for 5 seconds. Martial damage is anything under the umbrella term of bleed, physical, what's the other one? Disease. I'm not the greatest with stam, as you can see. Disease, bleed, physical. What are the other ones, guys? Come on. Sweet build video, Avid Necro. Yeah, anything that's considered like martial melee. So all of our skills basically utilize that, and it gets an extra 8% more martial damage on top of the 3% that we get from detonating Siphon, on top of all of our other buffs. So our Corpse Buster hits extremely hard. And when I say extremely hard, I was dueling a friend last night. 2 ticks off of the Corpse Burster. I'm going to say Corpse Buster and Corpse Burster simultaneously. Obviously, you know what I'm talking about, but I think 2 ticks off of it, we were hitting like 18 to 20k tooltips. So almost 10k a piece, and the guy has pretty significant resistances, so it wasn't like he was any squishy in any of the sense, but man, it hit hard. So when we have all of these going off, especially with multiple corpses around, and you start spamming your detonating Siphon, not only are they going to take the 7,000 damage from the skill itself, which is free, mind you, they're also going to be taking a crap ton of damage from the Corpse Burster explosion that is getting buffed by this. So this buffs everything in our toolkit. It's kind of like, in a way, almost a major Berserk, but I mean, it's 2% shy. So with that being said, I was like, why not just add minor Berserk to the affix part of the scribing skill? So everybody asks, what are the scripts in all of my scribing skills? So as you can see, it's stun up front. The second one, I believe, is called Warriors. Man, I don't even remember what it's called. It's honestly, some of these names are a little bit silly, but let me just do it so that I can have it in the build video for you guys. Warriors. So stun, Warriors Opportunity, and then Berserk for the affix. So signature script, Warriors Opportunity, affix, Berserk, and then the stun is for the focus. So yeah, that's how you set up the stun, and it's super effective too, especially when you can hit multiple people with it. I like that they have an AoE effect to it. Definitely the whole reason why we're running dual wield. Zombie Jesus, welcome, man. Welcome to the graveyard. Alright. And it doesn't cost that much stam. Detonating Siphon. This is our spammable. This is going to do great disease damage over 20 seconds. Of course, this will go up once we are fully buffed. 66, 86 disease damage when we detonate a corpse. And then, of course, our Corpse Burster will go off at the same time, giving us basically double dip. And then while slotted, all of our damage is increased by 3%. Blighted Blast Bones. This is our secondary burst utility skill. 2.5 seconds, we're going to explode little blasties here, and he's going to lunge at the enemy. Sometimes he gets CC'd, sometimes he dies before he even gets there, but the important thing is he does still leave a corpse, allowing us to hit our detonating Siphon. But if he does end up hitting the enemy, then they also get hit with the major and minor defile. Super helpful against Sorks and Arcs that shield stack. Honestly, it doesn't really feel like it does much, but at least it says it in the toolkit, so just hope that it works. And then Pestilent Colossus, this thing hits so hard with Corpse Burster, and then of course the dual wield scribing skill. I've seen 10k single smacks just on the first smash, and it's honestly enough if they don't get the other 2 hits. And it costs a lot cheaper than it did in the past. And of course, not to mention major vulnerability to the enemy for 12 seconds, increasing their damage taken by another 10%. So let's add it all up. We have 10% here, we have 3% here, we have another 8% here, and then our major, a major Berserk and minor Berserk, so that's another 15% increased damage. And then of course, all of our Gravelord abilities are going to boost our Corpse Burster by 10% per one that we have. Come on, Scurvy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 50% increased damage on the Corpse Burster, which is why it hits so hard whenever we do detonate a corpse. So yeah, solid damage output. I think fully buffed up, we hit about just under 6k weapon and spell damage, which then of course carries over to our healing. So, Healing Soul, this is a secondary scribe skill. This is going to give us heal. Signature script is Druid's Resurgence, and then the affix script is going to be Major Sorcery, Major Brutality for our weapon and spell damage buff. Trust me, I wanted to give this build the skeleton. I really did, just to give it that more of that, you know, necromancer feel to it. I just didn't have room for it, and honestly, Venom Skull overperforms the skeleton just because whenever we are waiting for a corpse, we can hit this and still do some decent damage output, and then line it up with a third cast by doing our Blighted Blast Bones Boneyard into a heavy attack Venom Skull, which does great damage. And just having the skeleton slotted, we're not able to execute that, so it's kind of hurting the build by not having Venom Skull on, which is why I brought the major sorcery brutality buff to the back bar, because we're going to be hitting Healing Soul a lot. Now, the reason why I said we have the Atronach for Magicka Recovery is because if you take a look at Healing Soul here, the signature script is the Druid's Resurgence, which restores 600 Magicka and stamina. So our stam is always going to be topped off because we're hitting this so much, and by doing this, we're decreasing the cost of Healing Soul by 600. So now it's only costing us 3,800 to cast this. And then our stam pool, intermittently while we're blocking, is going to increase because of this. Just every time we tap it, we get 600 stamina. That's not including the necromancer passives. That's not including, you know, obviously our stamina recovery or whatever else increases our stam pool. Our heavy attacks too. This is just like a flat 600 every time we hit Healing Soul, which helps out a lot because we're going to be blocking on both front bar and back bar, and it's going to cost us our stamina. So having a good Magicka Recovery is actually benefiting you more than slotting the Serpent for stamina recovery, because now we can spam our heals and still have stamina to dodge roll or set up a turn and burn is what I call, where you turn around and then you do your rotation on them while they're kind of depleted of resources since they focused you so hard, and you can try and hit them really hard, and then switch back to your back bar, buff up, and then heal again and fill up your stam pool by just spamming this. So I'm sure you can see it a couple of times when I'm in a pinch in some of my build or in some of my Battleground videos, but yeah, that's why we have that, and I've noticed that it is a huge help. Dead in Pain up next. This is our major protection buff. We also get a 3% just flat damage reduced just by having it slotted. It does quite a bit of healing too. Don't sleep on this skill as far as like a heal goes. It does, obviously, the more corpses you have, the better the heal is. So every 4 seconds you get 1433 health, so about 700 health per corpse every 4 seconds. Not bad. And then 2 ultimate to really just cast our altsies as much as we possibly can, because this will obviously give us the major vulnerability on top of our mythic that we're using. And then Ravenous Goliath is just kind of like your oh shit button, and it does cost 250, but you know, Dead in Pain will help us get there quicker. Race Against Time's kind of like a staple on all my builds just because of the minor force and the movement speed. So 30% when you hit this to be a little bit faster. It's honestly more for the snare removal and immunity, but the speed buff is nice. You don't really need to be fast on this build, you just need to be agile. And when I say agile, I mean hold that L. So, Summoner's Armor, this is going to reduce the cost of our Blast Bones and our Spirit Guardian. Also going to give us Major and Minor Resolve, and then gives us a Corpse at the end. And then Spirit Guardian, of course, for the 10% damage mitigation and a little bit of healing. Not the craziest amount of healing. Obviously, the other morph would be better for group play, but I do tend to be solo a lot since, you know, Battlegrounds is kind of a toss of the coin, per se. But this is going to help out a lot for just the damage mitigation it provides. The heal is a nice touch, but the 10% damage that we transfer to the spirit's more important. And then, as I said, Ravenous Goliath. This is going to give us 2% healing done just by having it slotted. Not the greatest thing, but the oh shit button's kind of like where this comes in handy, especially if you find yourself outnumbered. You can hold block, you could bash. I know this is the Ravenous part, it's more for the healing aspect, but if you're going to do some heavy attacks, you might as well get some heals off too while you're doing it. Alright, jumping into the champion points here before we get to the gear, which obviously you guys can already know what the gear is, but just covering everything on the build as I think about it. Fighting Finesse, Master at Arms, Biting Aura, Ironclad, Fortified, Boundless Vitality, Pain's Refuge, Survival Instincts. And then Green Tree, not super important, but if you want to see what I'm running, Rationer, Liquid Efficiency, Gifted Rider, and Steed's Blessing. Alright, let's jump into the gear here, my favorite part of the builds. First thing up, Corpse Buster, aka Corpse Burster. We are running dual wield on this setup here. Dual wield is super strong on pretty much any build, so when you combine it with something like this, you're just going to do more and more damage. Nirnhone on the first piece, and then Sharpen on the second piece. We have a sword and a mace, just giving us that power and penetration output with this setup particularly. I think max stats we have just under 15k spell penetration. So we do rock Major and Minor Breach on top of the 5700 spell pen that we already have. So decent spell penetration too for a dual wield setup. Yeah, so dual wield here, and then poison's not super important. I just happen to have them, so I throw them on. Nobility and Decay on the back bar, of course, you guessed it. So for each Bone Tyrant ability, reduces the cooldown of this by 2 seconds. So we are rocking 14-second cooldown. So 3 abilities total. We have the Dead and Pained, the Armor, and then the Goliath. So every 14 seconds this can be active, which is going to gives us a corpse by putting the corpse on ourselves, and then a 12% damage mitigation based on our missing health. So kind of like a built-in vampire, if you really think about it. It's 3% shy of the vampire tooltip, but remember, Dead and Pain gives you a 3% flat damage mitigation no matter what. So it's basically having vampire built into the set without having the negative effects of vampirism. So this is why Necromancer shines in the tanking aspect of PvP. However, it does have its ways of outputting damage too at the same time. Takes a little bit of skill, takes a little bit of thought, and some thumbs too, but definitely don't underestimate a Necro, especially someone that mains a Necro. All you Necro mains out there, proud of you guys. Keep up the good work. I'm trying to do my part too, keeping the class alive. So with that being said, Battle Orgs, this is just, why not? You know, Necros kind of need every bit of damage and penetration they can get, so this is probably your best take here. I have 4 medium, 2 light, 1 heavy. Light armor just for the shoes and the shoulder piece, and that kind of just gives you a little bit more crit, a little bit more mag recovery, a little bit more reduced cost to our magic skills. And then of course medium for the damage output and the dodge rolling and blocking and all that stuff, and then a trainee heavy chest reinforced. Everything has the multi enchantment effects because I do focus more on stamina, as you can see in our stats, but definitely you could swap back and forth with having it all of your pieces like this if you wanted to do more of a magic focus spec. That way you don't have to keep changing all of your enchants. Saint and Seducer is our mythic of choice, and that is because it gives us so much for so little. Just by having it slotted every 10 seconds, we're going to switch back and forth between Major, Berserk, Resolve, Force, Evasion, and Courage. And then of course, every time we have one of those, it's going to give the enemy a debuff, which is either Maim, Breach, Brittle, Vulnerability, or Cowardice. Keep in mind, we are rocking some things already built into our toolkit, which is not a super big deal. So for example, Major Resolve, obviously we have our armor, and then Minor Breach, that's kind of a waste too, because Minor Breach is also going to be given to us from Corpse Burster. So not the biggest deal, however, it does help out if you do not have it slotted, or like say your armor is down for whatever reason, at least you're kind of covered by that if it does happen to proc on the time that you don't have your armor active. So yeah, and then your Minor Breach isn't going to be up all the time because you do have to hit somebody with a corpse. So if you already have this going for you while you're in the momentum of your combo, then it still benefits you. Major Force and Minor Brittle, that's a huge help for this build. So we're rocking both Major and Minor Force, which is an extra 30% crit damage. So 58% crit damage total, I think, is what we hit on this build. It might be a little higher now that I think about it. I don't remember. It's either 58 or 68. And then minor brittle, it's going to increase their critical damage even more. Major evasion, huge thing built into this build. You don't have to slot a skill that gives you major evasion, which is reduced 20% area of effect damage. So very helpful in Battlegrounds because, you know, people clump up together. They're getting hit with everything left and right under the sun. Minor vulnerability we get from our graveyard, but it is nice to have this up if we don't have the graveyard active. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of like covering you at the same time. If you don't have something up, you still got it. Major courage, super important. That's giving us a huge 400 weapon and spell damage buff. And then minor cowardice, it's going to reduce their weapon and spell damage by 200, which is going to reduce their healing. So everything across the board. Satan Seducer is a great melee setup, I think, especially with dual wield. You know, they're going to be in our circle here, so we might as well have everything melee range. That way we can keep them in our Satan Seducer circle and benefit from the buffs. And then, of course, our rings, our Corpse Burster. We're rocking the weapon and spell damage, all infused jewelry to give us max weapon and spell damage, benefiting our damage, and, of course, our healing. So, fully buffed up. Let's see what our Balor gets to. I don't remember exactly what it does. I think it's either 6,000 or just shy of it. But man, is it super strong. We can take a look at a couple of tooltips too while Balor is going. So, hit that, hit that, hit that. Oh, so 6,000 and then 17k spell pen. So Blasties is doing 18,000. This is doing 8,000, and then Balor just fell off. So it's quite powerful. It's a lot of damage. That 10-second window is no joke. Yeah. So if I am missing anything in this build, let me know. What do you guys think? How do you feel about the drip? How do you feel about Corpse Buster 2.0? Does this fit your playstyle? Are you happy with the stamina build that I finally released? I know it's not 100% stamina, but it is more stam focused. Definitely a lot of fun and different from the regular Shock Staff playstyle that I'm used to. Definitely give this a try. Let me know what you think. What would you do differently? What do you like about it? What do you not like about it? I know I kind of sped talk through this entire build, but I wanted to get this out there before the Battlegrounds update and let people try this out for themselves. If you are curious about my combo, if you want to see that in action, I will be releasing some Battleground videos with this build to display its full aspects of how the combo is set up, how it's supposed to work with group play, how it's supposed to work with solo play. With that being said, I'm going to hop in BGs now because I'm itching to kill and I want to get some corpses busted here. So, peace out, stay frosty, and I will see you in the graveyard. Alright, we're going to mark that at 31 minutes, 30 seconds. Let's jump into BGs, guys, now that the build video is over. Scurry was trying to duel me. I feel bad. He can come duel if he wants to. I didn't even know these sets existed. I've been trying to use Wretched in orders because I didn't know shit about Necro. Devil Pig, man. Why didn't you just ask, bro? Look at these tooltips. Oh, we're jumping in right now. Yeah, dude, Corpse Burster is my absolute favorite set. This is what saves Necro, if you ask me. I fucking love Corpse Burster. Oh, and we got Sassy Dragon. Is she on her healer? Yeah, so even in Battlegrounds, the tooltips are pretty solid. So before any of our buffs, just by casting our Corpse Burster, it explodes for 6,000 magic damage. 10% for each Gravelord ability slotted. So our detonating corpse and corpse... Well, I'm sorry. The Corpse Burster explosion is buffed by 50%. But the detonating siphon will get buffed by our dual wield passives here. Which reminds me, do I even have those on? Yeah, I do. Okay, so I did a lot of Battlegrounds matches last night without my dual wield passives. I was doing alright, but man, I was getting slaughtered left and right. Alright, let's get it. Get Lilacs in here. by myself. Sometimes the boneyard doesn't go off, and that really pisses me off. Alright, let's set up for our Balorgs here with our ultimate. Man, they got some good heals. Who's getting all these heals from? That was good. Get a couple heavies off here. Come on. Come on. Don't let me down. Meh. Oh, I'm on the wrong bar. A little laggy here. Turn and burn. I thought they were going to come in with me. I guess not. My armor buff will not go off. Why is that? Man, this guy loves me. Get him, boys. Man, they got some good heals. Who's healing these guys? I gotta focus them. I just got nuked. Who's got the heals here, man? Man, this fucking cord. Yeah, this guy. Jinx. Jinx ESO is putting out some heals. Almost a half mil and 3 minutes into the game. Jesus. Relax, bro. I'll say it before and I'll say it again. Healers ruin PvP. Run away! Look at me, I'm a mad sork. Fuck you, Jinx, man. Hold that L. Ah, the blast bones got me. What the fuck am I supposed to do against a healer and all those heals? The heals are just ridiculous anymore? Yeah, dude, tell me about it. Alright, this guy's done. Die! Oh, Mad Sorks, man. Man, I hate Battlegrounds. Heals are nuts, bro. Yeah, that's... Healers ruin PvP. I play healer because I try to play damage. I just get instantly blown up. I don't even understand what's happening before I die in 1 second. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of given. I'd rather people die than just not die. Because when people don't die, it's just not fun. I don't care about dying as long as I'm getting kills too. But if I'm just dying over and over again and nobody else is dying because the healing is just that overpowered, then it's kind of what ruins PvP. Like, Call of Duty example. Call of Duty relies more on skill, if anything, because, you know, the damage is there as far as any setup that you use, but at least people die. Like, they're not going to have damage mitigation and heals from their allies. I wish that healing was max. I don't know. Battlegrounds I can kind of understand, but it's so overtuned. Like, at least in Cyrodiil, maybe like off heals, you can, in a group of 20, you can only, your off heals only hit 4 people max. So it makes you have to run more healers than damage, and then vice versa. Let's see here. Run back to the graveyard here. Like, of course, matches like that, like, you're not going to get a ton of kills. It's just given. Anytime you see a healer, unless you have an organized team yourself that can focus the healer, sometimes it works. Most of the time it doesn't, which is okay. I forgot we turned it off for the stream. Cool. Okay, salt. Here is the earth. Round. Dang, that is a sweet earth, man. Sound a lot of bullshit. Oh, I forgot I had this. I did want to try this on a Sork. Anybody in chat run the Sork class weapon or class sets? Dealing damage with a storm calling abilities. Initial hit. So initial hit or every 5th tick creates a monolith near the enemy for 10 seconds. So you can get... that seems pretty underpowered, if you ask me. It's not even worth it. Unless you're running like a high weapon and spell damage. So you can get one, the initial hit, you can get 1 monoloth, and then the 5th tick, you can get a second. So what is this, like, your Boundless Storm? Basically. So you have to be, like, in their asshole to get this to work. Which seems kind of, meh. Unless you're running a stamp setup. See, in my case, I run Mage Sork just because I like to keep my distance. But yeah. That's just me. Quack! Yo, what up? What's going on, brother? Welcome on in. Welcome to the graveyard. I don't know if it's my LB or what. Like, my armor buff is either delayed or it just doesn't go off. With the current tuning of Sork, I'd bet you could run all Rubidite and just be fine. Yeah. Somebody actually did run, I think they were still sets. It might have been like Order's Wrath and Wretched or something, but it was all white armor. It was all like random traits too, and they were doing just fine on Sork. It's such a broken class. I think it was... I don't even want to say his name because I hate the clown. But yeah, he was running all white armor, random traits and just dominating on Magsork, so. Come on, team. I ain't that fast. I don't know how I got to the center of the match here. Damn! With that execute. Radiant. Radiant glory, radiant glory, radiant glory, radiant glory, radiant glory. Radiant oppression. That bullshit skill, man. What was that, Barbecue and Burley on the same team? Yeah, we're fucked. Oh no, it's they're on opposite teams. Is he on a... Oh, he's on a Sork. I say Burley's usually on a Plar, but... Alright, we're doing great, boys. There we go. Stop dodging my shit. Oh, we are getting tag team from behind. Come on, guys. See, that's why I like having skulls, because in situations like that where you don't have a corpse available, you can just tap that. Alright, so there's our healer. Well, theirs, I mean. Oh, he dodged the skulls. Ow. Nice combo. Don't underestimate the Necro. You little crash goblin. Fucking die! Finally! So see how we have all this magic, and then we just spam this, and we get stand back. Damn, dude, there's always someone hitting me from behind. Dropping this right here. I ain't gonna make it. Ah, that sucks. Burley's 9-0. Oh, he's on a Sork, so given. Typical. Endless Fury? Mage's Wrath, yep. Soul Stealing. Kill Stealing, I should say. Alright, let's, they're all alive. Why do I feel like there's nobody by me? You know, for all three of them combined, they sure are never around me whenever I'm in heat. In heat. That sounded fucked up. When I'm in the heat. There we go. Drop another graveyard. Boneyard. Drop another boneyard. Here, take that. Have a Venom Skull. What just killed me? Oh, he's just spamming executes in the background. Oh no, that was a Plague Break. Gotcha. I just saw the Sork behind us. I thought I got hit with his Mage's Fury. See, these are good players too. We're not doing that bad. Ooh, you just left yourself open. Sorry, barbecue. Nice. I think we have a healer too. Ah, that sucks. I thought they were gonna reach around. Man, I'm getting stuck on like all the terrain. Yeah, big explosion. Get him! Yeah, I like dual wield. Dual wield feels good. A little hard to get used to the light attack weaving. Oh, I saw it coming before it even happened. As soon as I got hit with that tarnish, I was like, yep, we're done. 11-4, not bad. How much damage are we doing? 600? Are we getting healed? Yeah, we are getting healed. So, yeah, I mean, it's, like I said, healers ruin PvP. Would I be doing this good without the healer? Absolutely not. You know, does it make a difference as each team has a healer? Then yeah, at least it's kind of fair. But when you have just one team that's overperforming, swiggity swoogie, I'm coming for that booty. Surprise, motherfucker. Give it to me. I want them cheeks, boy. Meh. Ah, get away from behind me. Took him out. Oh, I ain't got anything left in the box. I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas in it. Oh my god, dude, I got nothing left in the tank. Yep, there we go. Yeah, I never would have thought I'd release a stamina-based build, both using melee on front and back bar. But man, it just works. I'd say this is my strongest build yet. At least I've been told. This is a well-placed graveyard. Oh, come on, man. Man, we just got a little bit of everything from everywhere. Oh, you lucky son of a bitch. I got him with the fucking Colossus right at the last second. I knew he was in stealth back there. That was funny. I just launched it, hoping that it would hit him, and it did. That was great. That's a well-placed Colossus. Oh man, that was good. I can't wait for this update, man. I thought it was happening today. Am I wrong? Or is it Wednesday? It might be Wednesday. When does update 44 for ESO come to console? November 13th. What's today's date? Oh yeah, so it is Wednesday.
I'm scared. I'm like,
I know
because
what's
you know,
wrong with it.
max orcs are fucking. It's hard to get through them. You know what I mean?
I ain't got no gas
But I
in it.
think the dots.
I run out of fucking mag really fast, and it's hard to get my mag back once I run out.
Chad, I'm gonna try something.
Have you tried recovery glyphs?
Unless
I do have recovery glyphs.
unless I'm
You run
my
recovery
upgraded
too?
to the whole console streaming
No,
thing, which I
I
think
have
I'm
max mag
well
food.
versed in.
So I'm pitching about 60,
So I have this headset,
60K
which is
mag
plugged into my
with
microphone,
full
which is
depth
obviously
English
going up
feet.
through my
Yeah.
Yeti.
But with that
Or,
high
I'm
of
sorry,
mag,
my
it's
PC.
hard to get it back though.
But
Yeah. Yeah, no,
this
you're
headset
not
is
wrong.
connected to the
What I would
Xbox, and
do
I'm
is
just
I
going
would
to use it
lose
for
a
the
little bit of
microphone.
mag, and like
So that the party chat can hear me on
instead of running
Xbox
max
Live.
mag food, run like max mag
Jules?
potential. Yeah, something like that. What are you up to, Necro? I made a dot plot last night. It's pretty wild.
What's going on, guys? Yo, yo, yo. Can you guys hear me? Hello? Oh, I know what's wrong. Hold on a second. I gotta fix my audio here.
Man, cousin's here.
There we go. Now can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Evan.
All right, cool.
Or Necro. What do you like to be called, Avid or Necro?
You tell me. Whatever you want.
I feel like Necro's easier.
Some people call me Avid. Some people call me Necro. Some people call me piece of shit, trash, pug.
Same.
Piece of shit.
Welcome to the stream, by the way. We're live. Only for a little bit longer, so.
What's up, guys?
Man, this guy's name is absolutely serious. Are you serious? Yeah, he's serious about them heals. Oh, and you're a beam plar? I hope you get COVID.
Uh-oh. The real O-centric on. Yeah, I made a dot par last night. Necro.
Yo.
And it's not bad.
Yeah?
I made
Doppler?
a dot par last night. Yeah, but it's like a... So, I run Dragon's Appetite and Deadly. And I fucking, I run,
He said, bro,
I use
just
my...
don't call him late for dinner.
Just don't call me late for dinner.
Yeah, my chat. Because they can hear you guys, too.
Whose cup is this?
Healers ruin PvP.
Yes, I actually think that they do too. I
Do
hate
what?
fucking fighting healers. Ruin PvP.
It's just so unnecessary sometimes. It's like, oh my god, what just happened?
I agree with that statement 100%.
I mean, I didn't think I was going to get lethal arrowed to death, but alright. Nugget truck using Tarnished Nightmare and lethal arrow. You suck at the game. Nah, I can't knock anybody for running what they want to run. It's Zoss's fault. It's not the player's fault. But I will continue to call you trash if you continue to run it. There we go! Let me get them bodies, bro. Hold this pocket. Come here, Warp. Come get this ass whooping. God
My
damn,
bad,
these
guys.
heals
I'll
are
be
bad.
back in a little bit. I'm gonna go do some sparks.
What?
Avid, are you gonna join us?
I'm in a BG's right
I'm
now. I'll join you after.
I'm actually about to leave, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you. I gotta go do some sparks.
What does that mean?
What is?
It's like they do Walmart orders.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Ooh,
My
I'm
cousin
hurting.
just pulled up. I'm gonna go help him.
I'm hurting.
But I'll be on today sometime.
I'll be streaming again tonight. I probably won't be able to play as much during the day just because I have kids.
Yeah. Yeah, I get
Yeah.
it. I get it 100%. Zeus, you can add me if you want to. I know we're in the same guild. Y'all be easy.
You too, man.
See ya.
All right, brother. Peace out. Ooh, I'm in the lava. I am fucked. I'm about to go Goliath. I don't know if I can withstand this tarnish anymore. Maybe not. Maybe I'll be alright. Man, I can't get a combo to go off. I keep getting crowd controlled or a button doesn't work.
Yeah, I feel that. Or you're getting hit by like 4 or 5 fucking heavy attacks at the same time and you're just getting fucking absolutely wrecked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can't seem to, the scribing skill for dual wield, I can't seem to get it to go off. It doesn't fire when I need it to. Like, it's strong when it works, but when it doesn't work, it ruins the whole combo.
What are you on?
Necromancer. Oh, that guy just got deleted. Necro's my main, aka Avid Necro.
Oh. I haven't met Necro up and running, or he's like level 5. I haven't really got around to making him yet.
Well, if you have any questions, let me know, man. Follow the channel. Follow the build I'm about to release today.
Do you have a pet Necro or a?
I have a couple of builds. So yeah, I have the Army of the Dead build, which utilizes animate blast bones, so you can have 4 blast bones at a time pretty often.
Yep. Yeah.
Which is a nice play
That's
style.
That's the one that you use the result for your, right?
Yep, but it's more
Yeah.
for the blast
I heard.
bones. See, right now I couldn't get my blast bones to go off. So I have to regroup, run back around here, try to figure it out again.
I was thinking about making a pet Necro.
There we go.
Yeah, I was thinking about making a pet Necro.
Oh yeah, I heard you.
But I don't know how that's gonna work though. Maybe use that one set from the archive.
What?
Just nuke shit.
Well, that's what I'm using right now. Corpse Burster and Nobility and Decay. Oh, I'm just getting ganked left and right.
What does that second set do?
Which second set? The Nobility and Decay?
Oh, yeah, that one.
So it makes yourself a corpse, and it gives you strong damage mitigation, equivalent to a vampire.
Oh. Where did you get that at?
Infinite Archive. It's a class set.
Oh, so you got both. Oh, so you got both sets of the
Yes. Yes, sir.
Necro sets? Oh, I see.
Welcome to the graveyard. Ah! I'm out of stam? I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas in it. sir, you fucked up. God damn these heals. I gotta start focusing on getting some resources back with heavy attacking. It's something I'm really bad at. Oh, I'm stuck on a... Where'd he go? Four and 2 with 16 assists. Oh man, I love my kills getting stolen from me. Alright man, peace out. Excusez-moi. You sound like a nice feller, but honestly, I'm not gonna sit here and chit-chat the entire time with limited stream time, unless it's serious PvP stuff. Yeah. So that's Corpse Buster 2.0. People guessed the sets right off the bat. I have no problem with that. It was just a little bit of a twist at the end. Oh, I ran out of food? How long was I playing without food? Man, this new fucking patch would drop when I go back to work. I work Thursday, Friday, Saturday? Yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I work 4 days in a row. Fuck me. It's alright though. It's not that big of a deal. Ooh, there we go. That's comfy. You're a good boy, Brody. What's the matter, Wubba?
What's the matter? It's a good dog. It's a good boy.
Something stuck in your fur? You want to see chat, Brody? Come here, buddy. You want to see chat? Come on. Come on. Ooh, you're a good boy. Yeah, this is the Brody.
This is my Wubba. It's a good boy. It's a good fucking dog, yeah.
Hi, buddy. Are you a good boy? Can you show everybody how you cheese? Can you show them your cheesy smile? Brody! What did you do, bro? So when he's in trouble, he shows off his teeth and he grits at you like he knows he's in trouble.
He knows he's in trouble? Yeah.
Alright. Maybe we can PLAY later. Alright. Okay, so Battlegrounds was a success. Definitely went positive, both matches. Trying to think of what else I wanted to do. Oh, the drip! Duh. Can't forget about the drift. That's not gonna let me travel now. That's all right. We'll finish this stream off with one last BGs. I gotta go get the kids here in about 15 minutes or so. So, what was it? Domination? I didn't see it in time. This setup though. So back bar, we're using the Sithis. I forget what it's called. Sithis. Something Sithis. Shield and sword. Looks pretty sweet. Makes like the little whispering sounds. And then all body. I think it's called Annihilarch. Annihilarch. I don't remember how to pronounce it. And then, believe it or not, the helmet is a Wood Elf helmet, but it just looks badass with this build. It's just a Wood Elf helmet. I think it's the heavy one. Look how cool that looks. Fucking giant troll skull or whatever that is. I think it's badass. Domination, yeah. I hate flag games. Little big AK-47, what does that mean? So let's go. Oh boy. Get him, coach. Get him, coach. I'm getting sniped to death. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to withstand those snipes. I got to heal up. The fuck are you using to heal? Why can't I get you below 50? Oh, it's a hardened ward. I didn't see him popping it. Got him. Yeah, I knew that was coming. Ow! Listen, you little dickbag. He's gonna dodge roll as soon as I throw this. Oh. A little delayed, but we still got him. I love this skill. Oh, you a tanky motherfucker. Got him, coach. He got me too. That sucks. I survive off caffeine and rage. He's using a PvE set? Bro, there's nothing I can't stand as a heavy attack match sword. one that doesn't die either. Where is that coming from? You think I didn't know where you were gonna go? Damn! Ruined my whole combo. Tank. I love me a good tank. Double the pride, greater the fall. You gotta be fucking kidding me, bro. It's so embarrassing, man. Like, you can't kill one particular person and then they just turn into a werewolf. Get fucked. Bro, why won't my corpse go off? Oh, that's so annoying. Oh man, if I had $1 for every time that graveyard didn't drop when I needed it to, wouldn't have to stream anymore. Devil Pig loading me up. I don't want them hands, bro. I'm dead. Not. I lived. Damn. That's a lot of Sork power, man. How many are there? Just 2 of them. Sheer venom. Sheer fucking venom. You guys were losing the objective. Nobody gives a fuck about these flags, man. Is that you that's using? No, I'm getting hit by double pig. See, I stopped focusing him and I focused Devil Pig, and that's how I died. And heavy attack Mad Storks, man. Nothing pisses me off more. Now I have to focus it. See what you made me do. I'm sorry. Nice job over here. C9 Tyler holding your ground. That was a 10k Venom Skull. Did you see that? Good job, Devil Pig. I got you once, though. Don't you worry. Okay. I think I'm going to call it here. I'll be back later tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, with that being said, guys, hope you enjoyed that build video. I will be editing that, releasing it, making it look all cool and fancy for the YouTubers later on today. So, peace out. Stay frosty. And I will see you in the graveyard. Bye, guys.